What's up, everybody? I'm Andy and you're here for brows, so let's get into it. I'm going to show you brow placement and how to fill them in. Making sure the head, arch, and tail of your brow are in the right place. I'm using Sephora's brow pencil in medium brown. So you can find the head of your brow by laying your pencil vertically on top of your nostril, right on the side of the bridge of your nose, and making a mark. To get the placement for your arch, you're gonna diagonal your pencil from your nostril right on the outside of your pupil and up, and then make a little mark. To get placement for your tail, you're gonna take the same pencil and you're gonna lay it diagonal from your nostril to the outside corner of your eye, and you're gonna make a little mark. And when you begin to fill your brows in, don't go past that little mark. Like, don't extend it too far past it, because it could weigh your eye down and cause your brows to be a little too dramatic. So now I'm gonna brush my brow down and I'm gonna begin to connect those points. Don't skip brushing your brow down because it helps to see the outline of the brow more accurately. I'm gonna start at the head of my brow and then I'm going to connect it to the arch. For the sake of the video, I'm making it a little bit darker just so it can show up and you guys can really see, the process. So now I'm gonna just brush them up once I connect them. And then I'm gonna fill in from the arch down to the tail. I'm gonna connect those 2 points. And as you can see, the shape is starting to come in on the top. So now I'm gonna go underneath that arch and go ahead and connect it to the tail. And just kind of make sure that that's nice and straight, pretty much. And then I'm gonna lightly fill in underneath where the rest of the body of the brow is, and kind of go to the head of the brow and just make sure that everything looks cohesive and filled in. And I'm just going to take my time. I'm using a light hand because you don't want it to get too overly dark, and just take your time. And also really utilize a brow brush. So if you have an additional brow brush, or if you have a brow brush on the end of your pencil, use it. It helps distribute the product evenly, and it helps soften whatever product you put in your brows. It just helps spread it out so it's not so like pencil looking or sharp looking. Basically, it spreads the product around so it's not so concentrated. And now I'm going to do the same technique on the other eyebrow. And this technique actually really helps with helping you to create symmetry using your natural features like your nose, your pupil, and the outside corner of your eye without having to use like a stencil. So this will allow you to be able to free-handedly be able to create more symmetrical brows. So when I'm filling in my brows underneath, I like to lay my pencil flat and kind of shade in the color. This allows for the color to still be there in kind of like a gradient way without it being too sharp. If I was to lay my pencil like this and go underneath my brow, like with the pointed part down, or on my brows, it would make it too strong for underneath right here. I'm hoping that I'm explaining this in a way that makes sense. So right here at the head of my brow, I'm just going to take it vertically and just do like hair-like strokes very lightly. And then I'm going to brush up and distribute the product. And remember, I told you this helps spread the product so it's not too pencil-y looking, too waxy, too sharp looking. So at this point, my brows are pretty much done. I'm just taking my time and brushing them out and just fine tuning. So now I'm going to take my concealer and a rounded concealer brush or foundation brush. And I like to use a wide brush like this because it just covers more area faster. It allows me to work faster. So I'm just taking a color that's close to my skin tone, nothing too light. And I'm just going to go directly under the tail of my brow and put the concealer. And then I'm going to go above my brow with what's residual on the brush, and just kind of clean up the top. I don't bring concealer all the way to the head because I don't like it to be too defined all the way across. I like a more natural brow toward the head, and then for it to get a little bit more defined. throughout the arch of the brow and the tail of the brow. But I do like to put concealer on top of the brow lightly. And I always make sure that it's very close to my skin tone. If it's too light, it's too obvious. And I'm not knocking people who like that look. I just don't like that look for me. So here's a close-up of the brows with the concealer. And I'm just fine-tuning and just showing you guys how they look up close. Obviously, I don't have on any other makeup. So you guys are seeing me bare face, freckles, pimples, everything. But this is what the brow looks like once it's all filled in. And they don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be totally twins, but they should be sisters. And I think you should take time to really make sure that they match. So because I'm using a pencil and your natural body heat will heat up the waxiness of the pencil and make it slide around, I'm going to lock it in with powder. This will just help with keeping the product in place. So you want to take a translucent powder. This is Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm just patting it lightly over my brows. If you put too much in, that's okay. Sometimes this can help lighten your brows if you have, let's say you use the color too dark and you want to just kind of lightly lighten your brows. Add a little powder and it's a lightly lighten it. But you're going to take your brush and you're just going to brush through your brows with the powder in it, and it'll help distribute the product. So after I've applied the powder to set the brow pencil in place, I'm going to use a brow gel to keep my hair in place, or to keep your eyebrow hair in place. And I'm just going to take it and I'm going to brush up and out, and then completely out. And that's it. I'm going to just do my makeup really quickly. And this is the final look with makeup and everything. Please leave any questions you guys might have in the comments. And thanks for watching.